Olly Pearson is no ordinary teenage musician, he's a rock legend waiting to happen. His explosive performance on Britain's Got Talent left the audience absolutely speechless, with his electrifying guitar work, raw charisma, and a stage presence beyond his years. But the world only saw a fraction of who Olly truly is. From the sparks that first ignited his love for music to the buzz growing around him back home, his story runs deeper than any one performance. There are twists, surprises, and moments that will leave you stunned. Stay with us as we pull back the curtain on what you never knew about Olly Pearson. From Britain's Got Talent. Before Britain's Got Talent. Before the viral videos and the Gibson deal and Paris, there was a street in Wrexham, Wales, and a 7-year-old boy watching a neighbor play guitar from the end of a driveway. It was 2020. The whole country was locked down, and someone on Olly's road had started hosting little informal driveway variety shows, neighbors trying to connect in the only way they could. Olly watched, and something clicked. He went to his grandfather Lee and said, "I saw a guy playing in the street. I want to do that." Lee Hughes wasn't a professional musician. He'd played a bit in his youth and then life got in the way. But when his 7-year-old grandson came to him with that one sentence, Lee picked the guitar back up. He didn't hire a teacher. He sat down with Olly and they learned together. Classic tunes from Lee's youth, The Shadows, The Beatles, 7 hours a week, side by side. And then, within 2 years, Olly surpassed him completely and began teaching him in return. Think about what it feels like to watch someone you love leave you behind. Not with envy, with pure, overwhelming pride. Lee would later say, "I didn't so much teach him. I just opened the door and out it came." Out it came. Like it was always there, waiting. Without Lee Hughes and that driveway in Wrexham, none of what follows exists. Remember that. March 2025. Britain's Got Talent, Series 18. Olly walked on stage, admitted he was nervous, and told Simon Cowell his favorite guitarist was Angus Young from Axe DC. When Cowell asked his dream, this 11-year-old looked him straight in the eye and said, "My dream is to become the best guitarist in the world." The audience laughed, not cruelly, but not quite believing either. And then Olly played Highway to Hell. Then Jump by Van Halen, fingers moving with a precision that makes professional guitarists rewind the clip just to check what they're seeing. Then Don't Stop Me Now, soaring into the upper register, Brian May's signature tone pouring from an 11-year-old who hadn't started secondary school. He didn't play the notes. He played the souls of these songs. He duck-walked the way Angus Young has done for 50 years. He leapt. He grinned the grin of someone who has found the one place on earth where they belong completely. The whole room was on its feet before he'd finished. Amanda Holden pressed her golden buzzer. Oh my God, Olly. Literally, a star is born. I have never ever seen anything like that in my life. Simon Cowell, you already have your own distinct sound, which normally takes people decades to find. You're that good. Your own distinct sound. At 11. That's not a compliment, that's a prophecy. And backstage, Lee Hughes was watching every second of it. Semi-final night, Olly came back bigger. Thunderstruck, Sweet Child O' Mine, Livin' on a Prayer, sparks from the end of his guitar, a platform rising above the stage. Simon Cowell hit the golden buzzer before the judges had even spoken. I probably went a little bit early, but I was so excited. He carries magic. Visibly emotional, Olly said it was the coolest thing in my life. Amanda Holden asked if his grandfather was in the audience. Olly looked out and pointed, "Yeah, he's just over there." The camera found Lee, standing up, arms wide, as the crowd erupted around him. That moment. A grandfather on his feet, watching the boy he taught become history. Olly had just become the first contestant ever to receive 2 golden buzzers in a single series of Britain's Got Talent. But then social media turned. "No way that deserved a golden buzzer," one viewer wrote. "Absolute waste." Another, "Really, Simon? That's who you give the golden buzzer to?" Olly saw it. Children always see it. He was 11 years old and strangers were debating whether his tears were real. Whether he'd earned his moment. When asked about it later, he focused on the other side. "Within seconds of my audition being on the show, the phone and social media went crazy. I couldn't believe how much people loved it. He chose to focus on the love. At 11. That's not luck, that's character. May 31st, 2025. The Bigot Final. The youngest finalist in the show's history. Olly delivered everything. Live and Let Die, Bohemian Rhapsody, 2 drummers, fire on stage. All 4 judges stood. Bruno called him a little Brian May. Simon called him brilliant. Then the votes came in. 2 golden buzzers. 4 standing judges. History made twice. And the public sent him home 4th. That result deserves to be said plainly, because it tends to get softened. He did everything right. He broke records. He moved a nation. And it still wasn't enough to win. The camera found his face in that moment. And just briefly, before the composure returned, you see the precise expression every adult recognizes. The moment a child learns the world doesn't always give you what you've earned. But before the final, Olly had said something that puts all of it in perspective. A few children told me that after they saw my audition, they started learning an instrument. Inspiring others to play music is the most rewarding feeling. Not winning. Not the buzzers. Inspiring others to play. No vote total touches that. 4th place only defines you if you let it. 3 months after the final, Olly played lead guitar in a Bohemian Rhapsody flash mob in Paris. 30 singers and musicians performing in the street to celebrate the song's 50th anniversary. The video went supernova. Tens of millions of views. People who'd never heard of Britain's Got Talent stopping mid-scroll to watch a 12-year-old deliver one of the greatest guitar solos ever written in the middle of a Parisian street. In the days that followed, invitations flooded in from bands across the globe. 4th place, gone. The world had found him on its own terms. Then came the announcement that made everything official. Gibson, the most iconic guitar brand in history. The company behind the instruments of Jimmy Page / Angus Young himself. In late 2025, Gibson named Olly a member of the Gibson Generation Group, class of 2027, their elite program for the most gifted young guitarists anywhere on the planet. Monthly mentorship with Gibson artists. Performance opportunities alongside music superstars. A 2-year investment in a 12-year-old from Wrexham. He still races home from school to pick up his guitar. His mother says it's all happened so fast, but credits his relentless practice and love of the instrument above everything else. He's writing his own music. He wants a band. He wants to tour the world. Not a dream. A plan. There's a man in Wrexham called Lee Hughes, a grandfather who picked up a forgotten guitar during a pandemic because his 7-year-old grandson came home and said, "I want to do that." They learned together. Olly surpassed him, and Lee's response was not sadness. He stood in the audience of a live TV semi-final, arms wide, watching his grandson make history. In Wrexham right now, a 12-year-old is racing home from school to pick up his guitar. He still wants to be the best in the world. Don't bet against him. Hit subscribe, new stories every week. Tell us in the comments, which Bigot act should we cover next?